as we are taping this, y'all are currently 34-6. And I must say, before a couple of days ago, I thought I was getting a little worried. I was getting a little too close to being on pace to
Man.
break the 73. Um, so, lose a couple games, all right? No, but lose a couple. No, the last team to have 4 All-Stars, though, come from the same team in the one season, was the 2018 Golden State Warriors. Why do you think the Cavs should have 4 All-Stars this season? And by the way, before you answer, I'll say I think y'all should have 4 All-Stars this season.
Yeah. Number one in the league, best record in the league. 4 guys playing probably the best in their
At
career
an All-Star level.
at an All-Star level. And all guys played 39, 40 games so far. You know, I think that's going to be something that actually means something by playing games this year, especially the new rules for the All-Stars. Everybody's playing at a high level, bro. Don's at an MVP caliber level. Evan Mobley, he's breaking the threshold and showing the world that he's one of those guys. And Jarrett Allen, he's showing that he's one of the best centers in the league, and playing every game at a high level.
Yes,
and competing on both ends of the floor. So, I think it's pretty simple that we should have 4 in a game. But that's not up to me. That's up to the guys that's doing the votes and the coaches and people like that. But yeah, it's definitely be 4 for sure. And Kenny Atkinson, head coach of the East All-Stars.
And there it is.
that part.
Yeah.
My dog.
Yeah, and I'm gonna stamp it.
There it is.
Listen, I respect it. I
like it.
I think all 4 of y'all. When I look at, so when you take a step back and you look at how things have gone in the past when talking All-Star voting, the reality is most guys that becomes an All-Star usually get snubbed
Right.
once. And so if you think about it from that perspective, I'm sorry, Evan Mobley, but you have to be the one that gets snubbed because you've never been snubbed before, right? Like that's just, it used to be a rite of passage. If you was going to become an All-Star, unless you was LeBron or somebody becoming an All-Star year 1, year 2, you had to get snubbed first. Now, I don't necessarily think the way things used to be in the NBA, they are that way anymore. But for me, I have a hard time figuring out of the 4 guys, which one of them shouldn't be an All-Star. And the answer is none of them. Like all of y'all should be an All-Star. But say they take 3. If they take 3, then it just has to be Evan. And I'm sorry, because he's playing some of the best basketball. He is playing the best basketball he's ever played in the NBA. But he's playing some of the best basketball of any power power forwards in the NBA. And it sucks that it would have to be him, but you've been an All-Star. Don's been an All-Star. And if I'm not mistaken, Jarrett Allen, I think, has been an All-Star twice. But has he been twice? He's an
I think
All-Star.
he was snubbed.
Yeah.
He was snubbed, though, for sure.
But to my point, he's been snubbed already. You know what I'm saying? So it's not right for him to necessarily get snubbed again. And so just in looking at it through that lens, like, it definitely has to be you, Donovan, and Jarrett. And there should be 4 because I think Evan's definitely playing at an All-Star level. But if there has to be 3, it's unfortunate it has to be him because he just hasn't been snubbed yet. That's how I look at it. What about you, BD?
I like 4. I think the record they have, the way they've been playing, the type of basketball they've been playing, the consistency of the stars. When I look at the East, I don't see why not.
Mm-hmm.
There is not a strong case, right? Outside of there's a lot of guards in the East, but you and Donovan, right? Now when you look at the Eastern Conference big guys like Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen, Giannis, a couple other people, like I'm not sure if Embiid Embiid ain't even played this year.
No,
Does he make it?
He can't make it.
Right.
No chance.
So as I'm looking at it, I'm like, number one record, big guys are playing well. You have top 10 big guys at both positions, top 10 guards at both positions. You're number one in the East. This is the time that the league should take forward. This is the time y'all should be on Slam Magazine. This is the time that, I like it because I like the hype. I like for y'all to get y'all shine. And I also want to see y'all get y'all flowers and be the dogs. Like, let's get the competition going. I want to see what Boston feel like after All-Star weekend, right? It just, for me, as a fan, raises the ante. But it's also rewarding you all for the type of season that you having, and you're a buzzsaw. You buzzsawing everybody.
Yeah, how do y'all feel about Boston votes?
How do I feel about the All-Star votes?
Is it a popularity contest?
It is definitely a popularity
haters.
contest.
It's haters.
For sure. I'm gonna tell you how you know it's a popularity contest. BD just said Joel may be an All-Star. Joel's played 2 games this year. So it's a popularity
right? It's a thing.
It's 1,000 because that's the way it's been conditioned. No, it's 1,000% a popularity contest. But if I'm honest, there ain't much popularity doing anything in the Eastern Conference, right? Like, so when you look across the East, you got from Boston, you're gonna have JT and JB, right? From the Knicks, you're gonna have Cat and Jalen. From Milwaukee, you're gonna have Dame and Giannis. Orlando would have had 1 or 2 guys early in the season. They've been hurt the rest of the year. Atlanta will get Trae Young in. Detroit will get Cade in. Miami maybe Hero, maybe, but like after that, and then
that's a lot of guards.
Charlotte will get LaMelo in. So when you look at the guards, you got LaMelo, you got Donovan
Brunson,
you got Jalen Brunson, you got DG, you got Dame.
Yep.
That's 5 guards. You see what I'm saying?
Cade.
And Cade Cunningham. That's 6 guards. All right. Now you got Giannis. You got JT. You got Evan.
Jaylen Brown.
Jarrett Allen. Jaylen Brown. And Cat. That's your 12 All-Stars.
That's 11.
Nah, that's 12.
That's 12.
That's 6 guards. That's 6 bigs. That's your 12 All-Stars. And I don't see how that could play out any differently than that. Like, because here's the thing. Some people try to make the argument and say Derek White, right? Which Derek White's balling, he's averaging 20 points. But if you're going to say they get 3 in, y'all are 6 games ahead of them in the Eastern Conference. With 40 games in, you're 6 games ahead. And so you can't say both of y'all get 3 and y'all 6 games ahead. And I think that gives y'all the nod. Like, I think there should be 4 guys, but it's definitely a popularity contest. And I think there's not much, like, at some point with this All-Star stuff and with the voting stuff in general, they got to get it figured out, man. Like, because it's just too all over the place. There's too many opinions that don't really have a real opinion, but they got to say it's too all over the place for me, if I'm honest about it.
And then when you look at the coaches, I would say I got snubbed probably twice because the coaches hated me. Because because if you killing the coaches, they not gonna vote for somebody who really killing them, right? So it's all a campaign thing. I used to look at it like, man, if I don't make it, then they on my list. They on my list coming up, and I always wanted to prove myself against the best. But I stopped kind of relying on that, and more so start looking at, okay, what does my numbers look like against whoever they think are the top dogs?
I think y'all get 4. I just
4
don't see how it plays out any other way. And you're definitely an All-Star. So yeah, that's how we move. You know what I'm saying? DG to PG for All-Star. Vote DG.
Let's go.